Arcblock with the ABT token is on a massive run. Let's have a look at what's behind this rally. Let's find out whether or not it makes sense to buy Arcblock long term, whether or not it makes sense to jump on this rally, how to potentially trade this. Let's look at the data most people are not considering. Now this is the rally I'm talking about. We are currently at $3.77. We are up 27% today alone, 67% this week, and more than 3,000% this year. 1 year ago, the ABT token was at 11 cents only. Now here's something interesting. Arcblock didn't always rally. It actually saw a massive crash from $1.66 all the way down to 8 cents. So that's a drop of 95%. So what's happening here? Why is this suddenly turning around? The turnaround is especially impressive given that the market cap went up even more, relatively speaking, compared to the price. And that difference between market cap and price is, of course, due to token inflation. So nowadays there's more ABT tokens floating around than at the beginning. But there is some conflicting data, and it's very hard to find proper tokenomics data on whether or not currently the supply is expanding, how much is floating, will there be unlocks. It's not really easy to understand, because have a look at CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap doesn't show us how much of the supply is currently circulating. It tells us that the current market cap is at 372 million and that the fully diluted market cap is at 703 million. So that would imply that less than half of the tokens are currently floating, but we don't really see the statistic anywhere specifically listed here. On Messari.io, we see a circulating supply of 186 million tokens in 2018, and apparently a massive burn and then no change for many, many years. No change in the supply would of course be very positive because most altcoins are inflationary, as in more and more tokens circulate over time. We can't see this, at least on Messari.io for Arcblock. And so you can already tell from the beginning of this video that I'm not just going to walk you through the website, tell you about the marketing jazz, etc. We are going to look at the data most people are not considering. Here is the documentation on the Arcblock token. And we see how the token apparently helps with the token economy and that there's a mapping between the native tokens on the Arcblock chain with the ERC20 tokens. We're going to look at the ERC20 tokens, so the tokens on Ethereum, in more detail in a second. But we don't really see if there's a change in the supply over time. This is not that good. But again, at least Messari.io doesn't see any circulating supply increase. Arcblock had an ICO during the boom in 2018, sold the token for $0.50. People that held until today made a 7.1x. So here's always what's important to make any kind of price prediction. We have to understand the supply, which we kind of did. We also have to understand the demand, of course, right? Price is the result of demand versus supply. So how could the demand potentially change? Let's have a look at the development of the token, as in, are there a lot of people, a lot of programmers programming currently for Arcblock, pushing the project further forward, creating then some demand because of those new developments. So what we've got over here is the GitHub repository. This is where programmers submit their code changes. And over here we can see how much activity there is. Unfortunately, there isn't that much. So there aren't too many programmers changing anything here. So there's no supply change, but there's also, apparently, at least according to this repository, no more development on the project. According to Etherscan, there are 23,000 holders roughly, but I built a tool to look at those holders in more detail. This tool is available to the premium members, so you can plug in any Ethereum token in this tool and you can look at exactly those statistics for any token on Ethereum, on the Binance Smart Chain, on Base, on Polygon, on Avalanche, on all of those EVM compatible chains. And on the left side, we see the number of wallets that hold at least 30 Arcblock tokens. At the current price, that's roughly $1,000. That's what I'd consider retail, and there's currently a bit under 1,000 such wallets. For the middle chart, we go at 10x in the minimum holding threshold. So that's now $10,000 worth of the token. There's still 5,000 such wallets. That's quite a lot, especially considering that retail is that small, relatively speaking. Normally, it's not that many wallets that still hold $10,000 worth of the token. And then on the right side, we've got $100,000 worth of the token. There are more than 1,600 such wallets. Very, very impressive. I'm not sure how natural this actually is. I get a bit of an ick here that this could be manipulation, potentially. Maybe the team just spreading out the token across more wallets. Yeah, the same kind of charts, but just for the last month. And here it seems like the number of whale wallets that hold at least $100,000 worth of the token. tends to be going down somewhat. The chart looks more dramatic than it actually is, right? The drop is from 16,666 roughly to 16,600. So it's actually only 60 wallets that this went down. Let's dive a bit deeper here. Let's look at the absolute heavyweights of the token. What are the mega whales doing? Are they currently accumulating? Are they currently selling? Are they potentially propping up the price? What's happening here? We don't need to go too advanced with that. We simply go to Etherscan to the holders tab. And over here, we see the largest holders. The first two wallets haven't changed their balance whatsoever. This seems to be project related, maybe a treasury of some sorts. But all the next wallets, they did change their balance. This is the holder pie chart. So this is those two treasury wallets, I believe. But let's have a look at all of those other wallets. Here's the first wallet that sees a balance change over time. This is accumulation, quite heavy accumulation since beginning of the year. It went from 0.6 million all the way to 5 million. Here's the next wallet, went from a bit under 1 million to 4 million. Here's the next, also accumulation this year. One more accumulation wallet and another one. So the largest wallets seem to be accumulating the token. This might be one of the reasons why the price is going up. But the issue is that those kind of wallets are all on chain. And when we actually go one step further and we look at where is all the trading activity happening, then what we discover is that it's actually not on chain. It happens on those black boxes. It happens in the centralized exchanges. Have a look at this table behind me. This is the trading volume according to exchanges in the last 24 hours. And most trading volume happened on Coinbase and on Gate.io. There was still some activity happening on Uniswap, so that's good. This is where we get our on-chain metrics from. But most of the trading really happens outside of the reach of open analytics. There are no perpetual futures of the Arcblock token, so probably there's not that kind of levered manipulation. But still, when there's so much trading happening only on two platforms, I'm not sure how much of that is really natural growth. The price went up by 64% in the last month. The number of small holders went up maybe by 5% or so, medium-sized holders as well. So getting into the token right now with this rally could potentially be dangerous. I think it makes sense at least to limit the risk, because in case this is all manipulation by the whales, you want to exit fast in case the price crashes. So one way to do this is to use a trailing stop loss, right? So as the price is rising, you have a stop loss and you simply adjust the stop loss as we rise further and further. And then once that momentum stops, once we turn around, then it makes sense to exit very, very fast, because then we could potentially crash a lot if the whales are selling. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish here regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. If you've got Telegram, feel free to join us. It's 100% free. Link is down below.